last week, guys, a story came out on TMZ because, well, if it's on TMZ, it's got to be real. That they stopped Shane McMahon in the streets, and Jimmy Man, they pretty much took every opportunity they could to kind of get as much out of him as possible.
Yeah, it was interesting. Especially considering it was TMZ. So them asking him about his meeting. Wow, how long ago was it? Boy, out of sight, out of mind. Talk about that.
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
mean, when was it when he had that
Was it Dallas, maybe?
the secret picture that leaked out?
Wasn't that over
Yeah,
a year
yeah.
ago, Jimmy? Like a year?
Uh,
It had to
I
be.
don't. It had to be over a year. I don't know, but they asked him about it, and he said he had a meeting with AEW and wished them continued success. That's all he said. And again, the quote says, "But it's not WWE. It's not the company that I helped build. But you never
Hmm.
know what's going to happen in this business."
Boom.
Read what you will into that one. But the fact that he said, "But it's not WWE and it's not the company I helped build."
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you remember what I said about this originally?
It was over a year ago, Brian. I don't remember what I had for dinner.
Okay. Daniel, I know you don't remember because you weren't on our show then at that point in time, but you may have listened to that episode. I'm not sure. This is when I made the hypothesis that Shane and Vince would buy AEW or be a part investors in AEW. I don't know if y'all remember that or not.
Now
Mhm.
that you said it,
Yeah. Well,
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I mean, what's the most okay? If there's anything out of this, which absolutely, this it's all just BS. If there's anything out of this, what could it be? Do you think Shane's just going to be an on-air talent?
nah.
What would that do? What would
Mm.
that do? And Vince is also getting all these trademarks for different things here and there for his own company. I'm just saying, him opening his own company is not something I see happening. Him joining a company and using his stuff in a certain capacity, I don't know. Be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with that, though. It's,
hmm.
never say never, I guess.
Daniel's deep in thought. What are you thinking there?
I'm just I think it's there's other things that he's probably involved with, but he knows how to stir the pot and get people talking, that it has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I
So
wouldn't doubt that. And let me put it
No,
this
not at
way.
all.
Let me put it this way. And to your point, Brian, about Shane buying a piece of AEW, him and Vince, and going into the wrestling business again. First of all, uh, do you honestly think that Tony Khan would give up any controlling interest in his company? And
If
do
it
you think
helped,
he
it
would take
will.
it? He's not taking advice from anybody else there right now. Do you think he would take advice from a Shane McMahon?
No, I don't. But I'm saying here's the
Yeah,
only thing. But if it gave him leverage to get certain deals, because that would help him get certain things,
Yeah,
having a
that's
McMahon
true.
name would definitely help. It would be like this. Would TNA be willing to work with a Shane McMahon to help get a better TV deal? Absolutely. Would it help them get a better TV deal? Absolutely, it would. Because he has experience in that field. He's been known to put out good product. He's been known, you see what I'm saying, right? I'm
I
not
get it.
saying I'm not saying this would ever happen. I'm not suggesting that. All I'm saying is I can see the positive things that Tony Khan may have to not put in the back of his brain that he can't now, and he would have to enable him to get leverage. And that's the
Hmm.
only thing I'm saying. Leverage would be
Yeah,
used. But you're right.
right.
He's so hell bent on his ideas and his things. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an interesting conversation.
right.
Daniel,
But
Daniel's itching to say something. Say it,
Hmm.
Daniel.
I'm just again, I think we're taking the bait. Honestly, I think
Hmm.
that's what we're doing, and it's
Think we're
working. We're
debating
talking
it.
about it.
Well, we're
Yeah, yeah,
having
but
fun.
we are having fun. I'm just, but
Yeah.
I think it's. I don't think it's. I think it's going to be something. It's going to be news regardless, but it's not going to be what we think it is, and that's okay. It's going to be something that we're still going to be interested in, just not something that we think it is. And
Right.
and again, that's okay for us. That it's why we're talking about him, and other people are talking about him, and
Of course.
that's the whole point.
yeah,
Exactly. It's basically one of those deals where it's like the guy holding up the sign, move, or he's got the whistle and waving everybody along. Well, move along, people. Nothing to see here. Keep moving.
right, no kidding. Uh last weekend, guys, was a very, very big weekend for the world of professional wrestling between Against All Odds there in Phoenix. For TNA, you had the Worlds Collide with AAA and WWE on Saturday afternoon. Saturday night, you had Money in the Bank. Brian, man, what's something that will kind of encompass it all, just to save a matter of saving time? Uh, what's something that you took out of that weekend of just that laundry list of great wrestling?
This is the most thing that I got out of it that I really found really, really, really crazy. Is that Worlds Collide was a huge hit. It peaked at 764,389 live views at one point in time at their highest peak. And get this.
And it was on YouTube, by the way, for
Yes,
everybody that didn't know.
YouTube.
Yeah.
And get this, 4.1 billion viewers viewed it in the first 24 hours. Largest viewed audience in WWE history on YouTube. I mean,
million or you say billion?
Was it? Am I right?
No,
No,
you said billion.
No,
I don't think it was billion.
You're right, Daniel. I was excited about the 4. I was excited about the 4.
Hey, who are you? That BJ Bethel guy throwing in there now?
I don't know how to talk, boy. But no, it was millions. I'm sorry, but that's.
Right.
I mean, good lord,
Still.
guys, that's impressive. That is impressive.
I love that Brian could admit when he's
Oh, I wasn't wrong. I was just missped. Misspoke.
Misspoke.
I get
Hey,
that
it happens to the
on
best
my-
of us.
I get that on my music gimmick. It's a bespoke mix. They always play for me. Never mind. Oh, misspoke. Never mind.
But no,
Yeah, that too.
I found that to be a very, very interesting side note for the weekend. I mean, I am in shock that it got this much interest on a YouTube. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, that's crazy.
I think it was a good first outing. I think it was a slick television production. It looked really good, aesthetically pleasing. And for those who are not, very familiar with that lucha style or the lucha presentation, it was a nice mix of everything to ease everybody who is not familiar with that kind of style and get them acclimatized to it. And you had some fun gimmicks, like there's one that's everybody's talking about is Mr. Iguana, whatever. I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy.
oh my goodness. See, everybody loves this thing. And everybody already wants to see him versus Santino, the iguana versus the cobra.
I mean, let's do it.
I'll pay for that.
The only thing I would
but-
say
yeah.
is I'm sorry, I didn't know you were done, Jimmy. Go ahead and finish up.
No. Just I thought it was a real success, and again showing a lot of different styles. And can I give a shout out to Chad Gable?
Yeah.
My lord,
Like,
yes.
holy Jesus, guy. He is the best at adapting to anybody in the ring to allow them to show their wares. I mean, like he did it with Penta when he came in. He did it again on Saturday with Vikingo. I mean, this guy's just all world.
Chad Gable didn't work with Vikingo.
Yeah, he did.
He
Gable
did.
Yeah.
No.
Saturday at AAA.
No, you're
No,
thinking.
yes, he did. No.
yes, he did. It was his
His buddy.
doppelganger. His
It
buddy.
wasn't.
It was El Grande Latte worked in the Money
yeah.
in the Bank match, but
Yeah,
see,
Chad
he did
Gable worked
double
with
duty.
Vikingo.
He did double duty on Saturday.
No, I know.
Well, that we think.
well,
I
we
I
think
only
he
saw
did.
Chad Gable work one match.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah. But no,
I'm
you're
with-
right, Jimmy.
I'm
Great,
with
huge
Michael
problem.
Cole on this.
Is he a replica of Kurt Angle?
By the way, shout out to somebody else in when we that happened that weekend the night before. Man, the most over guy ever, the hometown man. He's an interesting cat too. by the
He
way.
looked familiar to me. I don't know where
He did.
from.
Yeah,
though.
he looks familiar, but he's a good guy. Anyways, I TNA. I guess you didn't watch
No,
Against
no.
All Odds.
We'll fill you in after. We'll fill you in afterwards.
Yeah, we'll fill you in afterwards. I will say this though. I thought Corey and Conan were great.
Mhm.
My only one critique, and I know that the one thing about Conan is what I don't like is he was doing too much of the, like he was on his podcast, let alone calling the show. So he was like saying, "Oh, this person gets over. Or watch this spot coming up," or things like that. Where I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like you talk about that on your podcast. You call the show different than talk about that. The only thing I dislike, he literally was like, "See, there's a spot I just mentioned." I'm like, "Why are you calling it a spot? Don't say that. That's we know what it
Right.
is, but like for the general audience, you don't give away the biz like that." So remind me, like I said, he was chatting with his boys in this podcast, keeping it 100. Shout out to that podcast, anyways. But I was just like, hey, that's my only negative thing behind his commentary. Other than that, I thought he did great, and I thought Corey proves that he's one of the best ever, and he
Mhm.
delivered that show amazingly. And shout out to Corey Graves.
Really
that.
quick about Corey Graves, I got to give him his flowers too, because you talk about Chad Gable being so adaptable and to any situation. Corey Graves can do play by play. He can do color. He could be the heel color guy. He can be the neutral color guy. He can be the babyface color guy.
Yeah.
The guy does it all behind
But
the
what's
mic.
crazy, Jimmy? Let me ask you this, Daniel or RJ. I think all y'all may know it, or one of y'all. So he went from being a wrestler or trying to be a wrestler, got hurt, and went right into this field. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's even more of a better story.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't groomed to be an announcer. He didn't go to college to be an announcer. You know what I mean? Like he wanted
Right.
to be a wrestler. It didn't work because of an unfortunate injury, and he's one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy.
Has a
Hoots to
gift.
him.
One thing I did want to touch on briefly before we go up to our ref and review, though, guys, is we saw a new world heavyweight champion on Raw. Gunther is now your world heavyweight champion yet again by defeating Jay Uso. Well, forced him to submit, or Jay passed out. Uh, Brian, man, you've seen positive, negatives out of this, but what are your thoughts seeing this match and seeing Gunther as a champ again?
I mean, the match itself was awesome. I loved the match. The psychology was extraordinary. I didn't mind the finish at all. A lot of people I saw online were saying it was like boring. I mean, it's not boring. It was, to me, it was good use of the a move that's had a lost start for a while. And the facials on both were just extraordinary. But to me, I don't know. It got shock value.
Yeah.
But was it too soon? We'll see.
Before we go to the ref and review, though, we got to talk about the biggest story of the whole weekend.
You've got to well, please tell the truth about it.
Yeah, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, Mr.
Oh,
Ron
yeah.
Killings.
So help you run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Talk about no one saw coming. That was amazing. He worked I don't know if it was I don't even care if it was a work or
Just
it was
stop.
real or not.
Oh.
Everyone got worked. It's amazing.
Okay. It doesn't matter at this point.
Doesn't matter.
Like,
It doesn't. But-
you know, if you want to take deep dives, you can go back to the original tweet where he said he was R-Truth was released, and he had the release in quotes released. For me, that was a flag went up on that one and said, why would you quote that? Why would you quote? You haven't quoted anything in that sentence except released. And I went,
Well,
okay.
Well, the only thing that
But I will
I-
say this. I will say this, and my wife will attest to this. She's not here right now, thank God. Flying slippers. But as soon as somebody that person hit the ring and started attacking John Cena, I went, yes. I screamed. I jumped out of the couch. I went, yes. And she goes, what's that? I said, Truth is attacking. She says, who, that guy? Couldn't see him, all black, covered up and everything like that. I said, wait for it. And of course he unmasked and it was him. But it doesn't validate my thoughts in that it was maybe part of the show. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
You enjoyed the show, didn't you? Yep.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, but I will say this: if it was considered a work, they let it go all the way to all the boys, to everybody, and make him think he legit was released or not renewed or whatever until everything happened. And that's the greatest thing ever. When you can work everybody, that's the best work of all time, including the
And
boys.
It's
okay.
not. It's not like it hasn't happened before.
Right.
It happened all the way back to like when Cena was a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble. Nobody knew. They didn't tell anybody in the production meeting.
All the way back to 2011 when Punk leaves and you think his contract's done and they give a new title and have have a new champion, John Cena, and then Punk shows up with the other title, and they stand next to each other, and that was a 2-week span. So
Right.
like same thing there too as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.